Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Painting with Harold, and I am Harold. And tonight I have a 16 by 20 canvas that is turned on portrait. Already has a thin, even coat of liquid white on it. And my colors tonight are, be ready for this one, titanium white, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson. I've made up a color purple, more to the mauve, or mauve, however you say it. I have made up some orange. I have the bright evil red. I kind of cheated a little bit. I've got a color called turquoise. Cad yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and dark sienna, and sap green. That is 13 colors. And this painting is the second painting. I mentioned that I had a couple paintings stuck in my head, and this is the second one of those. This painting is going to be using a lot of small brushes, and I may try to cut down on the talking some. So you guys let me know what you think about the video. Comment, tell me, look, we like it better when you don't talk as much. We need you talking, we need you explaining. I need to know what you want me to do, so I'll kind of know in the future. But with that said, I'm gonna just start right out with a little Prussian blue. I'm going to tap that right into my brush. And we'll go up, make my little X strokes like always. Then we'll come all the way across. And work my way down. That's about all the sky I want right there. I'm going to knock the color out of the brush. Then we'll come back up, softly blend the sky. About like so. Then I'm going to pick up just a little bit more, and we'll come in here and we'll make a blue stripe all the way down my canvas, just like this. It's going to be a waterfall in this painting later, so I need this stripe here. So you can paint this stripe as wide as you want, because the waterfall is not going to be this wide, but that way, if you get off to one side or the other, you can still use this color. And then just come right back up here and blend it back in. Just like so. And if you want, while you're here, you can come across the bottom here. Go ahead and put in you some Prussian blue down here for your water. And you can kind of work that water in at an angle like this, going down, because there's going to be stuff on the sides. So I came up probably 1, 2, 3, about 3 inches, and I started going in. Probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches is as far as I went in. If you need an exact measurement. If not, just come up a little and just start working your way to the center. None of this is really exact right now because it's, like I said, the placement of things is going to be pretty much where we want them here in a little bit. All right, I'm going to knock the color out of this brush. And I'm gonna take my knife and move me a little titanium white over to the side so it don't contaminate my whole pile. And we'll dip this brush right into it. And I'm gonna come right up in here, create me a light spot. That's all I'm looking for, is just a light spot. Just kind of blend it around. Blend it out. I just want a light spot in this guy. About like so. And we can create a little light spot down here in the water. Just, it don't have to be real obvious. Just a spot where the water's a little lighter down here is all. By the time this paint's done, we may not even know we did that. But just in case, there it is. Alright, and we're going to pick up a small fan brush. We're going to come right back into the white with the fan brush. And I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to do some kind of different clouds today. This will be clouds that we haven't, I don't know if we've done these or not. I don't think we have. These clouds are going to be a little different today. All I'm doing right now is just making some little small circles. And I'm working out the bottom. Then I'm going to knock all this paint off the brush, off the fan brush. Going back in to the white again. Then I'm going to come up here and little small circles. That's all I'm doing. Just little small circles. You can pick you up some more paint if you need it. Just like that. That's all I'm doing. Alright, these are not wanting to. Are they showing up? Let me look at my. Yeah, somewhat. Alright. We'll pick up a little more. We'll come up here. I'm just going to pull these off to the side a little bit. And these two. Just pull them off to the side a little. Alright, and that's all I'm going to do right there. I'm going to pick up another 1-inch brush. And we'll come up and just softly blend out the bottoms. Real softly, blend out the bottom. On both of them. Real soft. And then come across, lift them up. And then real softly, kind of blend them out. About like so. Got a hair right there. Now I have a little small filbert brush. I'm just going to go right back into the white with this little small filbert brush. And I'm going to come up and I'm just going to start tapping in little areas of white along the top of these clouds. I want to give them a real bright top. And I'll work it down in them some, just in different places. If you see to where you don't have a bright top somewhere, just go up and touch it and just kind of tap it out. That's all I'm doing. So it's just not too obvious. But I want these clouds to be real bright on the top. Come up here. We'll do this one. Now these are also some real pretty clouds, like if you ever doing a different color cloud, the body of it, and you want the top to be white, you can use this same method on those, and it'll just make them stand out like, I mean, that effect is unbelievable when you do that. Especially if they're in a bright sky, like a yellow sky or something along them lines. But to me, these clouds are just, I mean, they're so different. They just look like they're bellowing to me, the way you can do these little circles with these small brushes. It just makes them clouds look so full and fluffy. And every time I leave the canvas, I'm just going back to pick up a little more paint. That's all I'm doing. Not doing anything special. And if your brush goes to picking up too much blue, you can knock it off on your paper towel over here just a little bit, and then go back up here and just start all over. Just working them around. I'm going to try to paint just a little bit faster tonight, so these videos are not quite as long. Because I mean, I got to figure this YouTube thing out. I've been doing it for like 6 months now, and I got to get better at it. About like that. Then we'll come down. We'll work on our bottom one. Now the outside of these is really not as important, but you're going to get to practice on it. So that's the reason I'm doing them. The painting that I have in my head, if you watch that last painting I did, I named Serenity. Well, actually my wife named it Serenity. But if you watch that painting, I said in that painting that I had two in my head. And this is the second one that's been kind of stuck in my head a little bit. I saw a picture. I saw it online somewhere. I don't even remember where it was now, but it was the picture was real pretty, and it was kind of similar to this, but I got to thinking after I seen the picture, it'd make a real pretty painting. But the thing about it was, to paint that picture, you'd have to done some type of photorealism on it. And if I do that, then I definitely can't do a video on it, because that would have been a long video. And I do enjoy painting photorealism, but to do it on video, it would have to be broke down into so many steps. I don't know if you guys would enjoy it or not. Because I'm decent at it, but I'm not as good as some of the guys that do it. Alright. Now, on video, you might not see that effect that's happening in these clouds. Hopefully after all said and done, I can take some still photos of it. You'll see it. But that is, it just makes some clouds stand out tremendously, in my opinion. Alright, go ahead and clean this brush. Alright. Now I'm going to pick up a little small round brush here. And I'm going to go into a little dark sienna. And a little sap green. And we'll come under these clouds right here. And I want to just bring me out of line. And I don't want it tremendously straight. I want it kind of up and down, kind of like I'm doing it there. And I want to come on this side, and I want to do the same thing. Like I said, I don't want it straight. I want it kind of jagged, about like so. I just want these two little points here to kind of meet up, about like so. And I'm leaving about an inch gap in there. That's about all it is. If I had to put a number on it, that's what I'd say it is, about an inch. All right, now I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of white on that same brush, and I'm gonna mix some of this color in with it. I want to lighten it down some. Same brush. I hadn't changed brushes yet. And I want to come right here above this opening. And I want to start right here. And I just want to go to tapping in some little, just looks like little tree formations or just little tree shapes back in here. And I just want to tap them until, you start coming down a little bit with them, and that's fine. But before you come all the way down with them, take them on out here and, get you some heights on them, different heights. You want some tall and some not as tall. All right, then knock that paint out of the brush. Go back, get some more white. And then come up here with just straight white and start working across the bottom here. Just working across the bottom. Just start tapping it out. And then you can start back up again. And what that white will do is it'll start knocking this color down some. And that's what I want to do. Now you can see how I kind of got that arched just a little. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm sorry, I said I wasn't going to talk as much. Alright, and before I set that arch all the way down right there, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Before I touch, I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to wash this brush. Okay. Then we're going to get some clean white. I want to come in here. And I want to go from one side to the other across here with just solid white. Just clean paint. Just like so. And then once I get me a line, I want to start kind of just tapping this paint on here like so. want it kind of built up. Want it real thick, about like that. And then I'm going to take a little small flat brush. It's just a little cheap small flat brush, and I'm going to come up here right where I got that paint built up, real easy like. I want to start just pulling down, just like so, just real lightly, just like that. And what that does is it gets us started on our waterfall. That's all we want to do to it for right now. We got to get it established as to where it's going to be. All right. Then I want to take a regular 1-inch brush, just a regular Bob Ross 1-inch brush that we always use. I want to come across here and just lightly tap out the bottom of these little trees that we just put in. Just tap out the bottom, about like so. And then come up and remove the brush strokes, just like we always do. And that's gonna stand our little arch of trees. It'll stand them up back there. And then I want to take that same brush that we did that with, kind of wash it out a little bit. It don't really matter if you got some. I want to take some more sap green, and a little bit more dark sienna. Probably more green than dark sienna, because I do want the green to be seen a little, but that brown will kind of dull it down some. I don't want it just like screaming green back there. I want it kind of grayed down a little. That dark sienna, I'll knock it down some. Alright, just like so. Alright, I contaminated my water a little bit, so I gotta go fix that right now before I get too far ahead of myself. Let me go pick up a little more white on that same little brush. I'm gonna come back up here and touch this across here and just pull it straight down, just like so. Yep, that'll work. Just enough to we know where it's at. Alright, now I want to get this brush again, and I want to come across here. Yep, that's dark. That's good. I want that dark color to push this back. Right, we'll come right to the side, and we want to come just barely above that water without touching it. Just come right across the top of that water without actually touching it. And that way we don't know where it's coming from, and we really don't care. And then come up here and give yourself some different heights. You know, bring it all the way down to that land spot right there. Because this color's good and dark. It's a good bit darker than what we started with. Just kind of touch and pull yourself out some different heights, and you can work it down into this color where we made this little line. And if you come out of that little color some, well, that's fine too. Perfectly understandable. Now if you tap these trees just right, they'll come out to looking like you know, maybe some evergreens or deciduous trees, whatever. You know, they'll just look like different types of trees. And as long as you get a tree shape back there, it don't really matter what type of tree you build. You know, I don't care if you build a oak tree or a willow tree or whatever, but you know, you just want to show some signs that there are trees back here, and you just want a darker color that kind of pushes them back. Now, once you get outside of all of this, to where the waterfall is, where you're not just trying to work around that waterfall as much, we can, or we will, we'll swap over to a bigger brush to where we can get some movement on up here. All right, I'll drop that one in the thinner, and I will pick up, where is it at? Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm gonna pick up just a little bit bigger flat brush. It's kind of raggedy, but you can see how the bristles are opened up on it. It's one that I've had a while. The bristles in this one are kind of stiff, but at the same time they're not so stiff that they won't work for you. And when you tap the color in, just tap it into where you still got the bristles working for you. Then come right back up here and just start giving yourself some more tree shapes. That's all we want to do. We just want to maintain a tree shape across here. That's all we want to do. If you have to turn that brush a certain way to get it to spit out a tree, well, you can do that too. But all across here, that's all we want it to do, is just give us some trees that's in front of those other ones. And I know what you're thinking. You know, you're thinking that don't look right. And you're right. Right now it don't. But hopefully here in a few minutes it will. And we'll come out here and we'll give us some more tree shapes. Some taller than others. Some bushier than others. And then work this line across here. All right, about like that. That's what we're looking for. All right, then we want to pick up just straight dark sienna this time, which is going to make this color even darker. In fact, we can even throw in a little Prussian blue in with it, just to make sure it's good and dark. Alright, I want to come across here, tap across here just like so. Give ourselves a little edge back here on both sides. About like so. Just put us a little edge under here. Now, on that little edge right there, I want to come up here and touch in some more little bushes that go right over our waterfall right here, just like so. Just a little bit darker color. We want just some little bush shapes that come down right even with our waterfall here, right across that line, just like so. And we'll go all the way across the bottom here with just a little distinct shape of little bushes up here. Just something to break up a hard line. We don't want a hard line up here right now. Just something across here to kind of break it up. And then across here, like so. Now we can still see our waterfall line right there. We can still see that arch of trees in the back. Yep, I kind of like that. Alright, now we'll wash this brush and we will pick us up a filbert brush, just a regular filbert. And we are going to go back into our dark sienna. And this time we're going to come across just like so. And we're going to pull this down kind of at an angle right in here, like so. When we start getting to our waterfall right there, we're going to start coming down at a little angle right there. Just a little angle, right there. Just like so. And then we're going to do the same thing from this side. We'll start getting to it. Just pull it down at a little angle right there. Just like so. Alright. Now I'm going to wash that filbert brush. And I want to come into titanium white, and I want to pick up just a little bit of the Prussian blue, and I'm looking for a real light blue color right here. That's all I want, just a real light blue color. All right. Then I want to come in here under that last little line of bushes we made. And I want to draw, I'm going to put just a tick of thinner on this, just a little, I mean very little. Not even an eyedropper full. And I'm going to come up here and I want to draw this straight line all the way across of this blue color, just as far as you can, and then go and wipe that color out and come back and pick up a little bit more, and then come on this side and do the same thing, just like so. I probably should have done this before I did my brown. I thought about that, and then I was like, well, I can go back and fix it if it don't look right. And that's what I'm gonna have to do. Alright, I just want that brown to be, that blue, I want that blue to be seen back here. Because this is gonna explain where all our water's coming from. Right here. And the reason I didn't wait to do that until I got to this step is because I'm trying to keep everything kind of centered. I didn't want to be off on one side or the other real bad, which I don't think I am. I may be a little, but if I am, it's not as bad as it could have been. All right, now I want to come back up here with the brown again, and I want to fill this in right above my water, because I want something containing this water back here, just like that. And then just like this. But now while that's containing that water, I still don't want it, I don't want that hard straight line across there like that. This hard straight line. So to fix that, I am going to pick up, where is it at? I may have already used it. Yeah, there it is. That little round brush that I did those first trees with, I'm going to go ahead and clean it real good. Knock all that paint out. And this time I'm going into a little more sap green. I don't know if I want to keep it just straight sap green or... Yeah, we'll do that. We'll just keep it straight sap green. And I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to tap on the top part of this little brown bank that we just put out there. I'm just going to tap across the top of it. And then in some places I'm going to come up just above the water a little bit. So it'll look like little bushes out here. Because when we come back and highlight it, we're going to be able to separate it back there. You'll be able to see it. Our highlights are going to be real subtle up here when we start highlighting all this. Everything's going to be, it'll have highlights on it, but we're going to try to keep them as subtle as we can. We don't want a ton of highlights. Now when that starts coming down the hill like that, don't keep your little bushes going straight up here. Don't turn them at an angle. You'll always say that. About like that's all we're looking for. Just something up here on this bank to give it a little growth across here. And like I said, we'll straighten all that out when we come back in a little bit. All right, we'll do the same across here. We'll start out with us a couple little bushes across here. Now some of them, you know, if you come up into this part of it, that's fine. Just don't do it everywhere, because then you kill all the water back there. And you want to be able to see that water. Because I want this to look like a little, you know, like another little area of water back here that's kind of coming here and then dropping down into a waterfall, into what's going to be another area of land down here. This painting may get split up into a couple different ones, because there's a lot of detail in this one that, and then back here, you know, if you get taller, well, that's fine, because I mean, you can still see the water. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and close the water off on both ends. That way it'll take that, because there's going to be some tall trees coming in here in a little bit anyway. But that'll take that guesswork out. We won't have to worry about it. Alright, just like so. Come up here and just kind of close all that in. About like that's what we was looking for. And I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it looks like there's a whole plain up here, just a plain by itself that's got some water back here, maybe a small river or a small lake, we don't know. With the levee breached right here, or you know, it may be designed this way, we don't know. But where that waterfall is going to be, it's going to come out here and it's going to fall down. And all of this in here is going to be like a rock formation with oh crap, with some greenery on it. But what that means is we'll have to start the waterfall here pretty quick. And see, I'm already 42 minutes into this video, and that's all we've done. Alright, so I'm going to stop this one right here. Then I'll come back to it and do a second video. And we may have to break this one up into 3 parts. But I haven't been talking that much in this one. I've been painting. We got to get a bit done. And like I said, it's all small detail stuff. With the different clouds, and I may even try to reset my lighting to where we can get those clouds where you can see them. And all of this was a lot of little details. So I'll be right back and we'll get started again.